Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Try Out Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's happy. So let's get to it. Oh, my board's already gone a bit skew. Or is it my camera? Who knows? It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I always feel a bit weird saying that it's a Tuesday because it's either a bit early to say the week's going to be fantastic, and it's also very much too early to write it off if it's not. So, you know. If it's going well, I hope it continues to do so. If it's not, I hope it improves, and I'm sure it will. So, tonight, I'm going to be using the Be Mine stamp set. Unsurprisingly to anybody who knows me, if this is not your first time, I already can't find the backing card. Even though, obviously, this is a relatively new stamp set. But, you know. I am who I am. I am what I am. And what I am needs... No, it does need excuses. Plenty of them, to be honest. But that's alright, that's alright. Hello, Sam. Hello, Alison. Hello, Pauline. Hello, Sue. I do hope you're doing well, everyone. Okie dokie. I'm on a real delay already. I can feel it. Right. You're off to the local zoo with Holiday Club tomorrow. Fantabulous. Okay. So we'll wait a couple of minutes for everyone to get here, and then we will get started. So I thought what I'd do is I've been doing a lot of card making on Try Out Tuesday recently, haven't I? And other things. So I thought I would have a go. In my art journal, because they have been somewhat abandoned of late, and obviously we don't want that. So I'm going to have a go on my art journal, and I'm going to use the Dilutions Square Ledger Journal. Okay, I'm also going to be using the Be Mine stamps that were launched, I want to say July, so that's what I'm going to say. And we have got the Mixed Messages 4, and there I don't necessarily have a plan for those right now, but I really want to use these 3 circles here, so that's why they're out, because I really do want to use those. Okay, so and what I've also got out, because again haven't been used in a while, is the Catalyst papers. Okay, and I've even picked the one I'm going to use because I absolutely love this one. I love making it. So the fact I get to use it whenever I want, sort of thing, is quite cool, because I really enjoyed making it. If you have missed it, we did have some Dilutions journals come in this week, so we have got a few different sizes back in stock. And also, you'll be very pleased to know that when the Versafine Claire order arrived, I did treat myself to a new black one. So when I stamp in black now, things are actually black, and I have even stamped me some of the Be Mine bees, and because it's a lovely nice new Versafine Claire, to make sure it was completely and 100% dry, I just went over it with some clear embossing powder, because otherwise I am liable for smudging, aren't I? So I didn't want that, so I've got that there too. Excellent. All right, so they are ready to use as well. Aside from that, my darlings, there isn't actually a major plan. I have written the date on it. You see? I have. You're going to tell me the date's wrong now, aren't you? I'm pretty sure that's the date. Oh no, it's not, it's the 15th. Ah, well. I put 14th. I don't think that's going to matter in the grand scheme of things, though, is it? Really? Okay. So, first things first, let's go talk the journal. So, this is a Dilutions journal. If you haven't seen the Dilutions journals before, I do actually recommend them for starting out art journalers, for a couple of different reasons. And this is the Dilutions journals on the whole, all of them. You do get a lot of pages in them, so you sort of get more bang for your buck, as it is. It's a lovely smooth surface, so if you're wanting to stamp in and whatever, you're not going to have any difficulty stamping. You know, the Dina Wakley journals, obviously I absolutely adore, but they are textured surfaces, so they're not easy to stamp on, and which is why I tend to use stamping tissue. Whereas in your Dilutions journal, it's lovely and smooth, so really easy to stamp in. And like I said, you get lots of pages, and all of these are like a media cardstock. It is a bit lighter, but they're great for spray inks, embossing inks, distress ink, water techniques. They're really, really good for it. So, you know, you don't have to worry about it, would be the things I'd say. So that's why we tend to recommend it. But this is the ledger one, and basically what it means is you've got this sort of ledger print. You've got 4 different styles on each page. Okay, so you've got sort of like a grid, an empty ledger, and then a tighter ledger, and like a dot grid bullet journal type. Okay, so you've got the 4 different 4 different page styles in this journal. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick rundown on everything. The catalyst papers. There are many designs of catalyst paper. I'll get a few more out to show you. And what these are, there are 4 different collections at the minute, and they are basically papers made up using paints, inks, and materials, and then printed onto Japanese rice paper. Okay, now Japanese rice paper is not like the collage paper from Ranger or the stamping tissue. It's actually quite robust, but you can still paint on it with water and tear it. Okay, the pages, for example, that have white sections on, if you apply water with your gel medium, you can make those translucent so that the backing comes through as well. But they're also weighty enough that they won't do that. So you get lots of options with them, and they're really, like I said, they're quite sturdy, which makes them excellent for covering things as well. You know, they don't rip or tear that easily. But like I say, there's 4 different sets, so have a look on the website for those. And then we've got, like I say, we've got the Be Mine stamps and the Mixed Messages 4. Also, like I say, aside from that, my plan is, what would a good word for my plan be? My plan is evolving. It's going to be an evolving plan. Okay, so we're working on this page of my journal for no other reason than I've actually only done 2 pages in this journal so far, and it's these 2. And I flipped over the page and this one was next. So that was the reasoning behind the thought process. Okay, that's it. So what I'm going to do is, like in the catalyst papers, and the reason we call them catalyst papers is because you can add more to them or you can leave. It's just sort of a catalyst. If you're struggling with your mojo, these are a great place to start too. And I've totally forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, some of them are really freehand done, and others are more with templates and things like that. So there's a real mix of style as well. All are great. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking I'm going to do some strips of this, and then we're going to add in some other inks, do some stamping on top, and then put those on as well. I don't know whether to put it like sideways to really mix it up, but I honestly think having those sideways is going to mess with my mind. Let's face it. So I'm actually going to get a paintbrush. I'm going to get it wet. And I'm going along the back, because obviously there's no printing on there. So I just think it's easier for the water to get in, personally. I'll give it a little bit in another moment, I think. I'm going to go in a few places. So you see, it doesn't tear as easily as tissue. It is just it is much, much stronger. But the weird thing is, once it goes, it will go. separate that out nice and gently. Okay, I'm going to start it off. Okay, and I'm not worried about the water going on my page underneath because I'm going to be putting some matte medium on that anyway. And like I say, these pages are great for water techniques, so they're fine with water. No big problems there at all. Okay. Fantastic. So I think I'm going to mainly stick with these two middle strips here. And I think I'm going to go, but I'm going to do this one without wetting it because I want it to tear a little bit more jaggedy. Okay. Hi Gail. Hi Caroline. Anyone else I've missed? Okay. So I think that there. And there. Maybe that one in the middle. Or should we do them? I really like that one because of the jaggedy edge. What I might do is swap those over so that they don't match up so obviously. I might do some there and leave a gap. And then we've got somewhere to build things. Okay, so matte medium, here we go. Obviously the beauty of using matte medium that we were discussing last week a little, we were discussing matte medium a lot, is if you're going over your page and you're putting your matte medium on, okay, it's not going to dry glossy, okay, it's going to dry to a lovely matte finish that you then don't have to worry about. And it also, I'm actually just going to run a little bit matte medium along that seam, okay, and it also stops any more ink you going through to the other side, which is excellent. So for example, if you didn't have, we were talking about, you know, having all the things you wish you wanted in your craft stash. For example, if you had matte medium and you didn't have any gesso, but you wanted to prep the surface, you could do that with your matte medium. Okay. Okay, so this is also another advantage of catalyst papers. Okay, if you were to create this background on some stamping tissue or, you know, with your jelly plate, something like that. I do feel like we might need a fourth one, but will I feel, oh, I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. With inks and paints and all that noise. Going over with your matte medium, if you used water based, you might have to worry about it moving. But with your catalyst papers, it's not going to move. Okay, and the beauty of that is, it's not shiny. Because I find with a lot of papers that you buy, if they're, you know, if they're not going to move with water, you know, then it means they have a gloss to them. Your catalyst papers don't have any gloss. They're a complete matte finish. They're really, really beautiful. Okay, but you know how I was saying these do go slightly translucent the more you add to them? So as you saw, I did add quite a bit of water in medium. So if I just lift this up, and I'm sorry, this is going to take a second because like I say, there is a delay. in some sections you can actually see the ledger pattern, the grid pattern coming through. Okay, so what that means is if you had a, so I'm just going to sort of rip them off. If you had a stamp and you wanted to create a grid work background, or say you wanted to use the script stamp and create a completely covered script background, oh, that one's gone a bit too short, that's fine, and whatever, you could do that, and then you would still sort of get a shadow of it through the catalyst paper. Yeah, which is great. Like I said, it's the possibilities with it for me. It's that it can do one thing, but it can also do the other. You're not set into how it's going to be. So I'm just going to heat dry that. If I wasn't doing this on a live, I would probably do this first, for example, and then just leave it to air dry whilst I was prepping these sort of bits. Because I sometimes do think it sticks a bit better if you just let it soak in, dry naturally. You know. But that's just me. Okay. So you can see, now you've got a page started with a range of different colours, so you can just decide. So for example, from now, you could say, right, well, I'm going to go blues, or I'm going to go pinks, and add them in, and make that your focus colour. You've got those options. So that's the thing, it really is a catalyst. Alright? But from here, I'm actually going to go yellow. Okay? So I'm going to go with my... Oh, I've got a spider. Just bear with. And then I'm going to go with my mustard seed and a blending brush. Okay. Actually, I'm not just going to go blindly in. I'm going to get one of my Inkables big ones. And I think... Oh, what will be the best one for this? Ooh. I think we need a bit of Bakewell, don't we? Saying that, when do I not want the Bakewell? And I mean, no, I do mean the cake as well as the template. But I can only find me a texture paste one. So just pretend it doesn't look as bad as that. And don't tell Billy, because I'll be in trouble. Okay. So this is my Bakewell template. So I'm going to go in with my mustard seed. I do actually have two of these because of what I did to this one. Okay. Or Billy will be furious if he sees this. Okay, so this one I'm actually going to follow the line of the pattern. But I'm going to go with leaves up actually. This is the thing, you can go leaves down or leaves up. We'll go leaves up. Go all the way down this one. Okay. And another one here. And then just another down the edge there. Okay. Absolutely lovely. I think we'll agree. Who is Billy? Maggie. Billy is my dad. And he does all the laser cutting for Bee Crafty. So if you have bought any Inkable, be it Grande to Dinkable, or any MDF from Pop Out to Tag, and Billy is the man that's cut it. So he is the king bee, as it were. Mother is the queen. So, and he tells me off when I use dirty templates. Because obviously they're his... He works very hard to make a quality product. And then I'm mean to it. But for me, you see, I actually think this is a selling point. Because it shows the depths that these things can go through and still generate a beautiful pattern. So I actually think I'm just doing good quality assurance, personally. I'm not sure he'll see it that way, but that's fine. Alright. Now, on our Be Mine set, okay, we have got several little phrases, okay? We have be you, believe, buzz, be beautiful, let it be, which is a little bit smaller. You've got to decide how much that bothers you. And Be Mine, okay? The name of the set. Okay. And now what I'm going to do here, so I'm just going to have to twist this on a little bit of a jaunty. I'm going to take another colour from the background. I think I'm going to go with a bluey colour. Or should I go with the green? No, I'm going to go with the green. So I'm going to go in with my Rustic Wilderness. Okay. And we're going to ink. So I've put all the words from the set on here. We're going to ink it up. And we're going to stamp it until everything's gone. But you can see I've gone paper. I've done backing to catalyst paper because now it's all one. I'm treating it all as one. Okay, so I'm going to re-ink. I'm going to start in this corner, but I'm going to start off the page. So that's that. Okay, so you've seen how quickly that's all come together. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah? Alright. I'm going to put these back on here. Because I am a chronic stamp loserer as well. I'm just too easily distracted. I think that's the problem. You know. Funnily, I saw this thing on Facebook the other day. The problem with tidying your bedroom is it turns you into a maniac. You know, you went in there half an hour ago and now you're walking around wearing a travel pillow and a snood. I mean, yeah, it's because you don't know where else to put it. Then I'm going to go in with, I think we'll go in with the lines. Now, if you haven't seen the Be Mine set before, I'm really sorry I don't have a backing card for you. If you go to the website, you will see it on there. But there is the hexagons of a honeycomb and then an outline. Alright. So, I'm going to take the hexagon first. Now, I won't lie to you, there is a way they fit. But I don't pay attention to that generally and I just, you know, fly by the seat of my pants it a bit. So I'm going to bring in some orange. There's only a little bit of orange in here, but I think that's good. You're very proud of yourself, Sammy. You unearthed your desk. She was very proud. She sent me a message at 10 o'clock last night saying, I have unearthed my desk. So, she was most proud. Okay, so I'm going to do this coming out of these circles here as well. Because bear in mind, these are part of your background. The circles, you know, they're not... I didn't unearth my desk today. Sammy gave me one of these white boards, so I just swiped a bit big enough. So there you go. Worked, didn't it? No, that's the wrong bit. Okay, now I'm going to take my, sort of like, for want of a better description, the wire, the outline. Okay, and I'm actually just going to give that Distress Ink a blast because it's going on to the matte medium. It is staying quite wet, which is great if you wanted to add your embossing glazes to it and things like that. Stays wet a bit longer. Absolutely excellent. Okay, so we're going to use my brand new Versafine. Okay, and I'm going to go over a couple of these just so that they, no, I am going to go over all of them. It's just so good. I'm reaching that stage of my layout where I actually don't want to put anything on it, because I adore the background too much. And this is a cardinal rule of art journaling. Don't fall in love with your background. Hashtag too late. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more of these. I'm going to do them just empty, coming off some of the circles. I think I'll do this one completely coming off the page, so it's a lot smaller. And then now that is just a page 3 stunner. Absolutely lovely. Okay. So from here, I think I'm going to start stamping some little bees on. But I think on the whole, these two are going to be the main feature. Okay. And I'm going to go with, because of the sheer delight this page is bringing me, it's got to be the Big Happy. Okay. That's what's going to be going on here. But I'm going to stamp some more bees on. Oh, and I'm going to use my 3 circles because I still haven't used them. Right. So let's put these on. So like I say, these are mixed messages 4. So there are 4 ranges of now the mixed messages. Well, the reason we call them that is because they are a real mix of words in terms of the intent of the words. I.e., could it be a snarky comment? Could it be a compliment? Who knows? But also, they're a real mix of fonts. It's not a standard font used across them. Okay. So I'm going to do those 3 there. I'm going to do those 3 there. Oh my god, it's so exciting. I'm actually going to turn that into a 6. And then I'm just going to do 1 over here. Oh! The joy. The absolute joy. Alright. Now, as many of you will be aware, I am a massive fan of adding in white pen detail. And this is where I think, again, this catalyst paper in particular really lends itself forward, because it has already got some of that freehand white Posca detail on there from when I did the hard copy, for want of a better description. So it already has that there if you're not confident with it, but it also means if you want to give it a try, it's got some ideas of where you can loosely add it in, and you can add in more. Okay, something we get asked a lot, and I mean a lot, so I can only assume it's not okay with other companies, but I want to assure everybody it's fine with us. When you are stamping with our stamps, when you are inking through our templates, when you are using our catalyst papers, okay? What we are trying to do is inspire your creativity, get you making something, okay? So if you want to add bits in, swap bits out, cut bits off, you know, change it to suit how your project is evolving in your head, that is absolutely fine. It's really, the only thing we ask, and this is an ask, this is a request, not an instruction. The only thing we ask is please send it to us and show us what you're doing. And it really is just because we're nosy and we want to see it. That's all it is. It's for no other reason. Okay, so also on our Bee Mindset, we've got these three little rainbows here. They're slightly different, but very similar. Okay, and I'm going to put these on, but I'm wondering if the black's going to be a bit too harsh. Just thinking there. I could go with the blue, couldn't I? I could go with the blue. I haven't added in a blue. What I'm loving about this layout as it's evolving is, it isn't just one colour. I wasn't sure which colour I was going to focus on, was I? But it's turned out I'm not focusing on any. Because I think, with bee stamps especially, you can probably get weighed down in the yellows and oranges and whatever. Not that that's a problem, I love them both. Saying that, there is this fantastic bee that's actually blue, isn't there? And it's not an AI thing, it is actually a blue bee. Okay. I think it's done. Okay, I might add a bit of white detail in. Okay, so I'm going to take my trusty Posca. Okay, and we're going to add in, like I said, but you can add in more on the paper. You know, you don't have to stick with the ones on the paper that I've put in. Put your own ones in. I really am okay with it. I encourage it. But like I say, it's possibly the question we get asked most. Can I, for example, with the journaling girls, put this head on and this body? Can I add extra doodles into the doodle art and whatever? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I say, this is supposed to be a launch pad for your project, because otherwise you risk just having this photocopy, in which case you might as well just be buying it. And is our opinion. Hey, it's probably the wrong one, who knows. And add in a bit more white around there. Add an extra layer of dots there. Okay, that'll do for now. Alright, I'm just going to lift this up. So you can bask in the glory of this amazing background. Let's face it, that is astonishingly brilliant. I just love it so much. That's one of those where I just don't feel like the colours are coming out on the camera. I'm hoping they are. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my two bees, and I'm really glad I did and ah about colouring them in. I'm actually really glad I left them white, because I think they need that on this massive colour that we've created here. Do you know what I mean? So I'm actually really, really glad about that. There's a little piece of me that thinks should I add texture paste, but I honestly do think I should stop adding things now. Ooh, right. I have taken all my palette knives out to wash and not brought any of them back, so I'm going to be using a wooden stirry stick. Now, sorry, just a quick aside. The reason I've been and got me some stirry sticks from a place that I occasionally buy coffee from, I'm not telling you where it is, but they all have wooden stirry sticks is because I was watching a lady on YouTube painting, and she said never ever mix your paint with your brush, because you're putting a load of paint in your brush you're not going to use because it's not mixed properly. She said, so if you're mixing paints in terms of making new colours, she went, you mix them with a stick. I was like, that's a brilliant idea. So, or in this scenario, we're going to use it because I haven't got any of my palette knives, so we're going to use it to apply gel medium. And the beauty of using it to apply gel medium is obviously it's not like it's going to go in the bin or anything, it will just go to back over here. Ready to be used a different time. Okay, so now we need to sort that sentiment out. So I will be using that gel medium again in just a second. But I want to use the happy because honestly, I just think this layout is so happy. I mean, I don't know how else you could describe it, truth be told. You sure as heck couldn't describe it as miserable, could you? Right, so because these are layered up on the white, and just white, that's how I'm going to do the happy. Alrighty, so we'll take that off here. And we will go through. Hey, I've literally just had an idea. Let me know if you think this is useful or rubbish. You can say that's not something that's actually useful at all, Bev. Come up with a better idea. But when we launch new stamps, okay, something you guys seem to really enjoy, I'm going to just stop for a second because I can't walk and talk, is when I stamp them all out. So for example, when we launched the Bee Mine, I stamped them all out so you could see them all stamped out in the sizes and the correlating sizes and whatever, and I think that helps you visualise the size as well. Would it be useful, and this is a heck of a task I'm putting on me and Sam here, would it be useful if we did sort of little videos for each stamp set so you can see it all stamped out? Oh yeah, that's what it looks like, lovely. Just let us know if that would be helpful. You don't need to do it now, or if you have a similar idea that you think, well no, but if you did such and such, let me know. Okay, right, so I'm going to ink this up. Look at it, the gloriousness of a new Versafine black. Alright, and then I'm going to stamp. I'm actually going to stamp in the middle of this card because I haven't decided how I'm going to cut it yet. Okay. Alright, now like I say, because this is, I find Versafine is great, it stays wet for a long time, which is great if you want to emboss it. So I'm just going to grab some of my clear, and I'm doing this because the bees are also embossed. Okay. And sometimes it's just nice, isn't it? Add a bit of extra. And it also means I'm less likely to smudge it. And that's generally why I'm doing it. Okay. And I have done that before with Versafine, where I've actually already heat set it. And I thought, oh, maybe it's just a little bit still wet. And I've poured my detail clear on. It will take some time, Sarah Lou, but that's all right. We'll just have to Julie Andrews it. Start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Okay. So, happy. Happy is one of those words, isn't it? If you look at it long enough, it looks like it's spelled wrong. Blooming lovely. Right. My paper trimmer. Oh no, I took my paper trimmer out to do something else. I never brought it back. Well, this could be interesting. Try a pair of scissors And here we go. Well done, Sammy. 10 points to Gryffindor. Yes, exactly like Very, Sam. Very is one I struggle with a lot. What do we think? I think it's got to be the bottom right. I think any further up just looks a bit daft. I think it's going to have to be like there. Do we like it there? Or do we think it needs to go in? I'm going to need help with this one. Top left? You think? Oh no, because I feel like this bit's empty then. I think it's going there. Right, we're going to go there. What did I do with my stick? Put it over here. Right. I'm just looking, I have to say, I'm just looking at, obviously, where I'm watching for comments and things. Wouldn't these make really good flowers? I think I'm going to have to do some flowers out of those. Oh, yes. Okay. That's right about there. Okay, that I am going to put something heavy on so that it sits flat. And no, not me. I urge you. Okay. So, I can't lie, guys. I'm so happy with it. And why wouldn't I be? Look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, so what you can do is all these pieces of catalyst paper from that other sheet, I definitely wouldn't get rid of these because you can obviously do a similar thing using different pieces. You can collect together all your pieces and make a proper collage background. You know, there's so much you can do. So I wouldn't throw those away. Trust me, if you could see my craft space, you would know I fully endorse hoarding your craft items. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that because I really, really did. And I'm really happy with the result. Up a bit down. Don't you start on me, Annie Roberts. So we're already planning lots of things for going on for the rest of the year because let's face it, you can't just ignore this autumnalness forever. But as usual, if there's anything specific you want to see, or anything specific you've been waiting for us to bring out, then let us know. I wouldn't say I have a multitude of skills, but I have a few, none of which are telepathy. Okay, so if there is something you want us to bring out, please let us know. Okay, if there's anything you would need help with, please let us know. Okay, anything you're not sure what to do with, please let us know. All right then, guys, thank you so much. I have been, I've done a real catch up on uploading the most recent Try It Out Tuesdays onto YouTube over the last week. So if there is any you've missed over the last couple of months, you can go on there and they're now all on there, plus all the ones that came before. Well, not all of the ones, but most of the ones of the last couple of years from before. So please go and have a look and subscribe. And you know what? If you're doing nothing else, just leave it running. It really, really helps. Okay then, guys. Thank you so much for your help. Because you always help me where to put the sentiment. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye.